Hello everyone, welcome to the session. So today we'll be discussing about the questions for CC exam. So here we have the first question for the CC exam, which says you are a certified information security professional working for a healthcare company. You discover a critical vulnerability in the patient data management system that could potentially expose sensitive patient information and endanger patient safety. Fixing the vulnerability requires temporarily taking the system offline, which could disturb business operations and lead to significant financial losses. According to ISC Square Code of Ethics, what should you prioritize? So when we talk about the ISC Square Code of Ethics, okay, just remember this fight is between you and the ISC Square, and we have to follow what ISC Square Code of Ethics says. So it has total 4 code of ethics. Okay, when we talk about the code of ethics for ISC Square, we have total 4 code of ethics. Like these are the 4 canons we have for the ISC Square. So first one says about protecting the society, the common good, and the necessary public trust and confidence and the infrastructure. Okay, the second we have, it says about act honorably, honestly, justifyingly, responsibly, legally. Then we have the third one, which says provide diligent and competent service to principals, and we have the fourth one, which says about advance and protect the professions. So here in this option, when we see the option, we have like delay the fix until a time that minimize business disruptions, financial losses, even if it means patient data might be exposed for the longer period of time. Okay, the second one says ignore the vulnerability because the business operations and profitability are paramount. The third one says immediately address the vulnerability to protect patient data and ensure patient safety, even if the disturbs business operation. We have the fourth one, which says publicly disclose the vulnerability to force the company to act quickly regardless of the consequences. So whenever we talk about this ISC Square, okay, for them always just remember, for the exam perspective, human safety is something which they always prioritize. Okay, so whenever you have any conflict between prioritizing human lives or prioritizing the business, we will always choose the safety of humans. Not we, what ISC Square Code of Ethics says, according to this, we should always choose the human safety. Okay, so according to this, the correct answer is immediately address the vulnerability to protect patient data and ensure patient safety, even if it disturbs the business operations. Okay, so this we have for the first question. And now when we move to the second question, it says Alice and ISC Square 2 member discover that Bob, another ISC Square 2 member, has cheated on the certification exam. Recalling the ISC Square 2 Code of Ethics, Alice decide to report the incident to ISC Square 2. Okay, so there are some code of ethics, right? Now they're asking how many canons are included in the ISC Square Code of Ethics. We already discussed that total 4 we have, right? So total code of ethics we have 4. So the correct answer is option B, 4. Okay, now we have the another question, and here we have to discuss about this CIA, pillar of security. Okay, so it says PHI means protected health information, and PII, personally identifiable information, are associated with which of the component of the CIA Triad. Okay, so CIA Triad is what? It's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is what? Confidentiality says that the data, the information should only be accessible by the authorized person. That means no unauthorized person can have the access to your data. Okay, and it's important to maintain the confidentiality of that data. Integrity says that how long the data is there, it's alive, its integrity should not be disturbed, right? That means this data, it shouldn't be tampered, disclosed, or deleted by any unauthorized person. Okay, so that is integrity. Availability says that the data should always be available to the authorized person. Okay, this is what it says. Now when we talk about this PHI, protected health information, and PII, these things are associated with what? These things are associated with confidentiality, means the data. Okay, the confidentiality of your personal identifier data should be maintained. The PHI, protected health information, should also be confidential. No one should get your data. Okay, so the correct answer is A, that is confidentiality. If we talk about the authenticity, authenticity is what? This authenticity authorize. This authenticity authentication is what? This is like a process of verifying your identity. Okay, means when you claim that you are actually that person whom you are claiming to be. So for that you have ID cards, right? Biometric foot, you have fingerprints, you have iris scan. All these things are there to prove your identity. Even if you talk about just when you log in your account, you use your Gmail, right? Your Gmail account. Then how you prove yourself that you are that person? You use the password to prove that. So that is authentication, means you're authenticating yourself. Okay, so these three, CIA is the main pillar of information security, right? Rest we have authenticity as well and non-degradation as well. Okay, these two are additionally added here. Okay, so here the correct answer is A, that is confidentiality. Okay, now let's move to the next question, and the next question is about the security controls. So it says biometric door locks, schedule security awareness training, and access control list are implemented within the organization. What do these represent? Okay, so when we talk about these security controls, so we have three types of security control. Okay, we have technical control, we have physical control, and we have administrative control. Okay, these three security controls we have. So when we talk about technical control, technical control means they talk about using technology. Okay, we use the technology to reduce the vulnerabilities and then we manage the risk. So here we talk about hardware, we talk about software, we talk about technical processes. So if we talk about the technical process, let's say firewall. Okay, it's a technical control we have. Encryption is what? Encryption we use to maintain the confidentiality. This is also a technical control. Access control list, we have firewalls, we have IDS, intrusion detection system. They have this access control list, right? So these things are what? These things are technical control. Then when we talk about administrative control is something which focus on organizations, policies, procedures, training to manage the security. Okay, so here we have security awareness training, we have incident response planning, we have policies, procedure, all these things, all these controls come under administrative control. Then we have this physical control. So physical control is what? It's like related with protecting your physical access. Okay, so we have biometric locks, we have security guards. Okay, we have CCTVs, we have fences, we have gate, we have barrier. All these are what? All these are physical control. Okay, so here in this question we are just talking about that the biometric doors, biometric locks we are talking about scheduling, security awareness training, access control list. All these things together is coming. Okay, biometric is technical control, we have scheduling, security awareness training is administrative control, access control list is technical control. So among this option and among the option, when we these options we see risk mitigation, inspection, technical control, security controls are there. So one thing is sure that this they are talking about the control. Say okay, but all the controls are combined together in this one. So among the option, the correct answer is D, security control. Okay, because here they are talking about technical, they are talking about administrative, both controls are together. So among the option, the correct answer is security control. Okay, so now let's move to the next question, and next question says, what is the primary purpose of separation of duty in an organization? So this separation of duty means that no one individual, okay, they have all over control in the organization. Like any role is there, only one person won't complete that role. Okay, that particular role is divided into different people. That particular thing, like any option, any function you have in the, any operation you have in the organization, that thing is not divided. Not only that thing, only one person won't do it. It will be divided to different person. Okay, so that is separation of duties. Okay, why we do separation of duty? We do this just to reduce the fraud, okay, fraud, risk of error, or unauthorized action that individual person can do. Okay, so when the duty is divided among multiple people, these things will be decreased. Okay, so why we are using it? The primary purpose of it is what? Here we have confidentiality in the option, we have integrity, availability, authenticity. So whenever you see these options, okay, what I suggest you, that always eliminate the things which are not related with it. Okay, so first thing, authenticity is not related with it, because here we are not talking about your authenticity, about your authentication, right? So just remove it. Availability is also not in the list, okay, because they are talking about the primary purpose. Okay, they are mainly focused on it. Confidentiality will also be not in the option. What is left? Integrity. Why integrity? Because here integrity make sure that the data is accurate, consistent, and safeguard from unauthorized modification. So that's why we have this separation of duty. And if you talk about the live example where you see separation of duty is bank, where when you go for take out money, 2-3 people are there and they do the same thing, they do the check. And why they are doing it? To maintain that the operation are happening properly, no error is there. Okay, so the primary purpose of separation of duty is data integrity. Okay, so the correct answer is B, that is data integrity. Now let's move to the next question. And it says, which of these types of credential is not used in multi-factor authentication? So when we talk about multi-factor authentication, or when we talk about authentication, we have factors of authentication. And for the exam perspective, not only for CC, but if you go for other exams as well, you will find these factor of authentication. Okay, so we have mainly 3 factor of authentication, which is something you have, something you know, something you are. Okay, so something you have means things you have. Okay, like you have token, you have smartphones, okay, in which you will get a pin. Okay, that is something you have. Something you know means it's a knowledgeable factor, like something which you will remember. So password, pin, you are remembering it. Okay, something you are means something you are claiming to be, only you are that person. Okay, so that is what biometric factor is, this one. So we have fingerprint, we have face we have fingerprints, we have facial recognitions, right? We have eye scan, all these things are there. So these are something you are. These are the factor of authentication we have. And when we talk about multi-factor authentication, means you are using more than 2 factor to authenticate yourself. Okay, like you have a phone. Okay, in the phone you are using password. Okay, this is something you know, correct? And now you are using fingerprint as well. So this fingerprint is what? This is your something you are, biometric. So you are combining 2 factors together, that becomes multi-factor authentication. Okay, or 2-factor authentication. Multi means more than 2. So you are combining this password, this fingerprint, and then you are getting a, let's say, a passcode, okay, or pin in your phone. So when you're getting that pin, that passcode in your phone, that is what? That is something you have. You have your phone, and in that you are getting this password. Okay, so this is something you have. So these 3 are the factor of authentication. And when you combine these 3, okay, individually, then it's become multi-factor authentication. Among these 3 factors, the 4th one, which is something you trust, is not a multi-factor authentication, which is not used for multi-factor authentication, if I say in the correct word. So the correct answer we have for this question is something you know. The correct answer we have for this one is something you trust. Okay, not something you know, something you trust. Okay, so the correct answer is option D, something you trust.